Hey guys, my name is Sammy, and today we are gonna make a Swedish Fika Cake. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it is a super good cake. It's from Dorie Greenspan's book called Baking with Dorie. And essentially what it is, it's like a butter cake on the bottom, and then on top there's a layer of almonds with like melted butter and sugar that gets all, you know, gooey and caramelized in the oven, and it's so good. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. The first thing we're gonna do is prepare our pan. So we have a 9-inch springform pan. We are gonna butter it. I'm gonna line it with parchment paper. And then a quick dusting of flour. I guess I'm leaving the frame, but that's okay. Okay, then we are going to prep our flour. We're gonna add some baking powder and then some salt. And we're gonna whisk that together and set this aside for later. Then we are gonna take our sugar our eggs. We have 2 eggs here. What do you need to add? And then we are gonna mix this on medium speed for about 3 minutes. Next, we are going to gradually add the melted butter. It's like slightly lukewarm, so we'll just add a little bit at a time. Next, we're gonna add our milk, also slightly lukewarm. Okay, now we're gonna turn the speed down to low, and then we're slowly gonna add our flour mixture. Now we're just gonna let that combine almost all the way together, and then I will finish off with a spatula. Yes, that looks good. Okay, then we're just gonna finish mixing all this together by hand with a spatula, just so we don't over mix the dough. So just a couple swirls. Good. So now we're gonna pour it into our pan that we prepared earlier. Make sure that it's just all spread evenly. Sometimes if you just tap the pan, that's how it's done. And now we're gonna put it in the oven. Okay, now that our cake is in the oven, we are gonna let it bake for about 30 minutes, just until the top is like starting to get firm. Once we hit that point, we make our topping for the cake. We're gonna melt together some almonds, butter, sugar, milk, all that good stuff on the stove. Then we are going to pull the cake out. We'll pour all that topping mix on top of the cake, and we'll put it back in the oven, and we'll bake one more time, and then we're done. just stirring while the sugar, butter, and all that melts together, just letting it thicken up. Looks like we're just about done, so I'm gonna turn the heat off. Just stir constantly. I'm gonna remove this from the heat, and then I'm gonna take the cake out of the oven. And we're gonna top it. Let's do it. Now we're gonna pour the topping on top of the cake. Switch. Just gonna spread that on top. All right, so we are gonna take this out of the oven now. Woo! A little smoky in there. Now we're just gonna do a quick little tester to make sure that the cake is baked. Well, we hope we don't set off the fire alarm in our house. That looks good. The tester came out clean. Just a little sugar on top. So now we're just gonna transfer this to our rack. We're gonna let it cool for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna come back in. We're gonna try to cut it out of the pan and take off the sides. Okay, our cake has been cooling for about 5 minutes. So now I'm just gonna take this knife, I'm gonna cut around the edges, and then I'm gonna release the sides, and then it's gonna cool further just on the base. So here we go. So to be kind of delicate because the sugar has not yet hardened. So I want to make sure we don't tear anything. Just slow. Sometimes it gets a little stuck. Oh, yeah. Try not to take up the pieces with you. Okay, let's go one more time around, just to make sure. Oh, yeah. All right, perfect. Now we're just gonna release the sides of our springform pan, and then just a little hot. Slowly lift that away. And now we just let it rest here and cool all the way down. So our cake has been cooling now for about 30 minutes. So now it's time to take it off of the base. And then we're just gonna move it to a plate, and then we can cut it and serve. So the tricky part here is the sugar kind of runs down and gets stuck to the bottom of the pan. So what I'm doing is kind of working my way around and lifting it so I don't, you know, break the cake in half while I'm trying to. I think that's good. So I'm just going to lift, try to separate the bottom. Don't forget we have that piece of parchment paper on the bottom. So I'm going to kind of peel that off as I set the cake down on our final plate. Just working that nice and gentle so we don't break. And now we're ready to cut and eat. All right, it is time to cut our cake. So exciting. This. Okay, this is the moment of truth. Look at this. We have a beautiful cake on the bottom with this sugar almond on top. It's gonna be so good. I'm gonna go for the whole thing. So good. Pretty good. What are you gonna say? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.